Have you ever stopped and listened to the way you talk to yourself? I mean, really listened? Most people don't. But if you did, you might be shocked. The quiet voice in your head, how does it speak to you? Does it lift you up? Or does it remind you of your mistakes? Does it push you forward or does it hold you back? Here's a truth that most people don't realize. Your words are shaping your life. Every single thing you say to yourself, whether out loud or in your mind, is programming your future. You may not see it, but your brain is always listening, and whatever it hears the most, it starts to believe. Now imagine if for just 3 days you changed the way you spoke to yourself. Imagine if instead of doubt, you filled your mind with power. Imagine if instead of fear, you fed your mind with strength. What would happen? Stay with this video until the end and you'll discover something that can change everything. A method so simple yet so powerful that in just 3 days you'll feel a shift inside you. A shift that can rewire your mind, change your perspective, and unlock a version of yourself you never thought possible. The hidden programming in your mind since childhood. We've been absorbing words from the world around us. Some of them were good, but many were not. Maybe you were told you weren't good enough. Maybe you were told to be realistic, to stay in your lane, to not aim too high. Over time, those words became your inner voice, and without realizing it, that voice started holding you back. Every time you wanted to try something new, it whispered, "What if you fail?" Every time you had a big idea, it reminded you, "You're not that kind of person." Every time you dreamed of something better, it told you, "You don't deserve it." This is the programming running in the background of your mind. And if you don't change it, your life will stay the same. But here's the good news. You can break the cycle. How words rewire your brain. Neuroscience has proven something incredible. Your thoughts create physical changes in your brain. Every time you repeat a thought, your brain strengthens the neural pathways that support it. Think of it like a trail in the forest. The more you walk on it, the clearer the path becomes. The less you use it, the more it disappears. If you keep telling yourself, "I can't," your brain reinforces that belief. If you keep saying, "I'm not good enough," your brain strengthens that pathway. But if you change the words, if you start saying, "I am capable," your brain will start building a new pathway. If you say, "I am strong," your brain will begin to believe it. And here's where it gets powerful. Once your brain believes something, it starts creating actions that match that belief. If your mind believes you are confident, you start acting more confident. If your mind believes you are successful, you start making decisions that lead to success. It's not magic, it's psychology. And the best part, you control it. The experiment, talk to yourself differently for just 3 days. Here's the challenge. For the next 3 days, you are going to talk to yourself in a way you never have before. No more self-doubt, no more negative labels, no more limiting beliefs. Instead, you're going to feed your mind with power. You're going to reprogram your thoughts, one sentence at a time. And in just 3 days, you'll start feeling a difference. You'll notice the way your energy shifts. You'll feel stronger, more capable, more in control. It all starts now. Day 1 begins the moment you decide to change your words. Are you ready? Because once you start this, you will never go back to the way you used to think. And by the end of this video, you'll have the exact words to say to yourself to unlock a whole new mindset. Let's begin. Most people don't even realize it's happening. The way they talk to themselves isn't a choice, it's a habit built from years of conditioning, from words they absorbed without question. Think back to when you were a child. The world told you who you were before you even had the chance to decide for yourself. Maybe you heard, "You're too shy," and so you became quiet. Maybe someone said, "You always mess things up," and so you started doubting yourself. At first, these words were just sounds, but over time they became beliefs, and those beliefs became your reality. Now, every time you hesitate, every time you hold yourself back, it's not because you aren't capable. It's because your mind is still running on an old program. A program that was written by other people. But here's something powerful. You are not born with self-doubt. You are not born with fear of failure, with hesitation, with insecurity. You were taught these things. And anything that was taught can be unlearned. The mind is like a garden. If you don't choose what to plant, weeds will grow on their own. Negative thoughts, fears, doubts. These are the weeds. They don't need permission. They don't need effort. They just appear. But confidence, strength, self-belief, these must be planted, nurtured, repeated, until they take root so deeply that nothing can shake them. The words you speak are the seeds. Every negative phrase is planting doubt. Every empowering statement is planting strength. And the moment you take control of your words, you take control of your mind. This is where change begins. It's not about wishing for a better mindset. It's about breaking the old patterns and replacing them with new, stronger ones. And once you do that, everything in your life will begin to change. Every thought you repeat is shaping your mind. Every sentence you say to yourself is building the structure of your reality. And the most powerful part? Your brain doesn't question it. It simply follows. Science proves this. Your brain is constantly creating neural pathways, connections between thoughts and actions. The more a thought is repeated, the stronger the connection becomes. Like a path in the forest, the more you walk on it, the clearer it gets. If you tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," your brain strengthens that pathway. If you say, "I can't do this," your brain builds a road leading straight to self-doubt. But here's the secret. Your brain doesn't care if a thought is true or false. It only cares about repetition. Tell yourself, "I am powerful," every day, and your brain will begin to believe it. Say, "I am in control" enough times and your actions will follow. Your words are not just sounds, they are instructions to your subconscious mind. And once your subconscious mind accepts a new belief, your entire life starts shifting. This is why some people seem unstoppable. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's the way they talk to themselves. Their words build confidence. Their words create resilience. Their words make them powerful. And this is what you must do. Not just once. Not just when you feel motivated. Every single day. Because the truth is simple. Your life will always move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. So, if you want to change your life, start by changing your words. Change begins the moment you become aware. Most people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same thoughts, reacting the same way, feeling the same emotions, without ever questioning why. But today, that changes. From this moment forward, start listening to your inner dialogue. Pay attention to every thought that runs through your mind. Catch every negative phrase, every limiting belief, every doubt. You might be shocked at what you hear. You might notice how often you tell yourself, "I can't," before you even try. You might catch yourself saying, "I'm not good enough," without realizing where that thought even came from. This is the first breakthrough, understanding that these thoughts are not you. They are just old programs running in your mind. And now you have a choice. Every time you catch a negative thought, stop it immediately. Don't let it complete its cycle. Replace it with power. Instead of saying, "I'll probably fail," say, "I have everything it takes to succeed." Instead of thinking, "I'm not ready," say, "I am prepared and I will figure it out." At first, it may feel unnatural. Your mind will resist because it's used to negativity. But remember this. Your brain doesn't care what you believe, it only follows what you repeat. And today, you are creating a new pattern, a new reality. This is the foundation of self-transformation. Change your words and your mind will follow. Now that you're aware of your inner dialogue, it's time to take control. The first step to rewiring your mind is replacing weak words with strong ones. Your brain is always listening, so give it something powerful to hear. For the rest of today, repeat these affirmations. Say them in your mind. Say them out loud. Feel them as if they are already true. I am in control of my life. I am stronger than my doubts. I choose growth, not fear. Every time a negative thought tries to enter, block it. Overpower it with words of strength. When your mind says, "I can't," interrupt it with, "I always find a way." When doubt whispers, "I'm not good enough," respond with, "I am more than enough." When fear creeps in, don't run. Stand firm and declare, "I am unstoppable." At first, your brain may resist. It's been conditioned to accept negativity without question, but now you are breaking the pattern. And here's something incredible. Your body responds to your words. When you say, "I am powerful," you feel stronger. When you say, I am confident, your posture changes. When you say, I am in control, your actions follow. This is not just positive thinking, this is psychological reprogramming. So keep going, keep repeating, because the words you say today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Something is happening inside you. You may not see it yet, but you can feel it. The shift has begun. For the first time, you're not just reacting to your thoughts, you're controlling them. You're stopping the old patterns before they take over. You're replacing weakness with strength. And here's what makes this so powerful. Your emotions follow your words. When you speak fear, you feel fear. When you repeat doubt, you feel uncertain. But when you declare strength, you start feeling stronger. When you say, I am capable, something deep inside you starts to believe it. This is why most people stay stuck. They don't realize that their emotions are not random. Their emotions are created by the words they repeat the most. But today you are breaking free. With every strong word you speak, your mind begins to shift. Your energy begins to rise. You start noticing something different, a sense of power that wasn't there before. This is not a trick. This is how your brain works. It adapts to the words you give it. And now, you are feeding it the fuel of confidence, strength, and certainty. By the end of today, you'll already feel a difference. You'll catch yourself standing taller, thinking clearer, feeling more in control. And this is only day one. Imagine what will happen when you keep going. Imagine who you will become. You made it through day one. You've started breaking the old cycle. Now it's time to go deeper. Today is different. Today you're not just stopping negative thoughts. You're reinforcing new beliefs. Yesterday was about awareness. Today is about repetition. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use a thought, the stronger it gets. The same way a weak body can be transformed through training, a weak mind can be reshaped with powerful words. But here's the challenge. Your old thoughts won't go away quietly. They've been with you for years. They don't want to lose control. You might hear them whisper, "This won't work." You might feel the urge to go back to your old patterns. But this time, you're ready. Every time doubt tries to pull you back, you push forward. Every time your mind tells you to stop, you speak louder. Today, you don't just say the words, you own them. You don't just repeat them, you believe them. Because the truth is, you are not your past thoughts. You are not your old limits. You are not the person you used to be. You are becoming something new, something stronger, something unstoppable. And today you prove it. Who you believe you are determines everything. Your actions, your confidence, your success, they all come from your identity. Most people live their lives based on an outdated version of themselves. They still see themselves as the person who failed, who struggled, who wasn't good enough. But here's the truth. That version of you no longer exists. You are no longer the person who hesitates. You are no longer the person who doubts. You are no longer the person who gives up. You are something more. But here's the key. Your mind won't believe it until you tell it, and you must tell it every single day. So today, every time you speak to yourself, you do it with absolute certainty. No more weak words, no more hesitation, no more I hope or I wish. Instead, say, I am in control of my life. I am disciplined and focused. I always rise above challenges. Don't just say the words, embody them. Feel them in your body. Let them sink into your mind. Because repetition creates belief. And once you believe it, you will become it. This is how powerful people are made. Not by luck, not by chance, by choosing a new identity and reinforcing it until it becomes unshakable. Today, you are no longer who you were. You are who you decide to be. There's a limit inside your mind. A ceiling you've been living under, a boundary you've accepted without question. Maybe it was created by failure, maybe by fear, maybe by something someone told you years ago. But here's the truth. That limit is an illusion. You weren't born with it. You weren't designed to stay small. You were taught to believe in limits. And if you were taught, then you can unlearn. Right now, think about something you've always wanted, a goal, a dream, a version of yourself you know you can become. And then listen closely to the thoughts that follow. Do you hear doubt? Do you hear hesitation? Do you hear a voice saying that's too big for you, or you're not that kind of person? That voice is a lie. It's not your truth, it's your conditioning. And today it ends. From this moment forward, you no longer negotiate with doubt. You no longer entertain small thinking. Instead, you tell yourself, I am limitless. I am capable of achieving anything. I am built for success, for growth, for greatness. And the moment you accept this as your truth, you will feel the chains break. Because your limits were never real. They only existed because you believed in them. Now you believe in something greater. Now you believe in yourself. You've made it to day 3. And if you've truly followed this process, something inside you has already shifted. But this is just the beginning. Now comes the most important part. Consistency. Most people never change because they treat motivation like a spark, something that burns brightly for a moment and then fades. But the ones who truly transform their lives, they turn that spark into a fire that never goes out. And the way to do that is simple. Relentless repetition. Your mind doesn't change because of one powerful moment. It changes because of what you repeat every single day. Every word you say to yourself is reinforcing something. The question is, are you reinforcing weakness or strength? Weak people repeat their doubts. Strong people repeat their power. Weak people focus on their fears. Strong people focus on their potential. So today, every time you speak to yourself, make it intentional, make it powerful, make it unshakable. Say, I am unstoppable. I refuse to quit. I create my own destiny. At first, your mind may resist. The old patterns may try to creep back in, but you don't stop. You keep repeating, you keep reinforcing, you keep building, because the truth is simple. Your mind will eventually believe whatever you tell it the most. So tell it something unstoppable. Tell it something that will make you powerful. And then, keep saying it until it becomes who you are. Right now, you stand at a crossroads. You can either fall back into old patterns, letting your thoughts control you, or you can step fully into your power and take complete control over your mind. Most people never reach this point. They try for a day, maybe 2, and then they let their doubts pull them back. But you are different. You have proven that you are willing to change, to grow, to break the cycle that has kept you trapped for so long. Now it's time to go all in. Your thoughts no longer dictate your life. You dictate your thoughts. Your emotions no longer control your actions. You control your emotions. You are no longer a prisoner of your own mind. You are the master of it. And this is what mastery looks like. When fear whispers, you answer with courage. When doubt rises, you crush it with certainty. When old habits try to pull you back, you stand firm and say, not anymore, because now you know the truth. You are in control. You always have been. Your power was never lost. It was only buried under years of false beliefs. And now, you have uncovered it. You are not weak. You are not limited. You are not someone who settles for less than they deserve. You are strong. You are capable. You are unstoppable. And from this moment forward, that is all you will ever believe. Transformation isn't about what you do for a few days. It's about who you become. Right now, you have spoken words of power. You have reprogrammed your mind. You have broken the limits that held you back for years. But this change won't last unless you lock it in. Most people return to their old ways because they don't commit to their new identity. They treat change like a temporary experiment instead of a permanent shift. But not you. You are making this who you are. So today, you declare it. I am not the person I used to be. I no longer allow weak thoughts to control me. I only speak words that build me up. This is not a trick. This is science. Your brain has been rewiring itself every time you spoke strength instead of doubt. Every time you rejected weakness, your mind built new pathways of confidence and certainty. But here's the key. You must never stop. Because your old identity will try to return. It will whisper, maybe this is just temporary. It will try to convince you that change isn't real. But you will answer back with absolute conviction. This is who I am now. Not just for today, not just for 3 days, forever. Because when you lock in this identity, when you refuse to go back, when you commit with everything inside you, you become unstoppable. This is it. The moment where you decide if this was just another temporary motivation or a permanent transformation. Because now you can't unlearn what you know. You can't unknow your power. You can't go back to believing the old lies that kept you weak. You have seen what happens when you control your thoughts. You have felt the shift inside you, and now you have a choice. You can return to your old patterns, pretending this never happened, or you can step forward and never look back. The weak turn around. The strong burn the bridges to their past self. So today you burn yours. You let go of every excuse, every limitation, every reason you ever gave yourself to stay small. You let go of the old version of you, the one who doubted, hesitated, and settled for less than they deserved. From this moment forward, that version of you no longer exists. And here's the truth. Once you cross this line, there is no going back, because you are not that person anymore. You have built a new mind, a new identity, a new future. You are powerful. You are unshakable. You are unstoppable. And now, you move forward. Always. Look at the people who win in life. The ones who rise above struggle. The ones who break every limit. They all have one thing in common. An unshakable mindset. They don't wait for motivation. They don't let emotions control them. They don't let doubt slow them down. They decide who they are, and they act like it every single day. This is how true power is built, not through luck, not through talent, through discipline, through repetition, through relentless belief. And now, this is your path. From this moment forward, you speak strength, not weakness. You focus on solutions, not problems. You take action, even when fear tries to stop you. Because you are no longer just trying to change, you have already changed. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need approval. You don't need someone to tell you that you're capable. You already know it. And that is why you will win, because your mind is now built for victory. This is the final step, the moment where everything you've learned becomes permanent. For 3 days you have spoken differently, thought differently, lived differently, and now there is no turning back. You have proven to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts, that you control your mind, not the other way around. You have broken the old patterns and built something unshakable. And now this is who you are, not just for 3 days, not just when you feel motivated, but for life. Because the truth is, change is not a one-time event. It is a daily decision. Every morning you wake up and choose strength. Every challenge you choose resilience. Every setback you choose to rise. Weakness is no longer an option. Fear is no longer in control. Doubt no longer has a voice in your mind. Because from this day forward, you are powerful. You are limitless. You are unstoppable. And this is just the beginning. Now go. Build the life you were meant for.